Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be my fall TBR. So there's all the books there, but we're gonna get to talking about these books because there's a lot. There's a lot there. But I'm also debating if I'm making a books you should add to your fall TBR. I probably will do that at a later date. We shall see. But I just changed my shirt for the video to my new jack-o'-lantern shirt. So yeah, but we have Gilmore Girls on the TV. That's what I was watching as I put all these books here. Got them all out. Got my checklist all filled out of all the books. But yeah, let's stop yapping and get right into this. So we have, first off, To Kill a Mockingbird, which I hear is like a classic fall book. But I am going to have to read this for school in a few months, but I might read it for fun before I have to be forced to, and then just like write all the essays and everything I have to do for it when that time comes. I don't exactly know what it is about. I am excited to read it. And I hope I like it, because I don't tend to like classics, but I've heard people like it. So then 1984 by George Orwell, which I didn't say the author of the last book. I'll try and say the author of each of these, but anyways, my dad bought this for me a few months back. He said, I'll buy this for you if you read it. And have I read it yet? No. Did he buy it for me? Yes. So I need to read it because he doesn't have time to read because he's so busy at work. So he wants me to read it basically for him and then like give him like everything that it's about in like shorter form. So yeah, this is like they predict the future. Like this is written, I don't remember, let me look, but this was written in 1949 and they predicted what happens in 1984. And my dad's very interested in this, so I'll have to tell him. We have Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. I absolutely love The Fault in Our Stars by this author, and I really want to get into his other work, especially because I own most of his books, so I want to get into them. I've just heard this is like the main character is a germaphobe or something, and I am a germaphobe, so I don't know. We'll see. Turtles All the Way Down. I'm excited to read this. Then we have Keeping 13, which I have been wanting to read since I read Binding 13 in, I think, June or July. I just have not picked this up yet because I've seen a spoiler for it and I'm terrified to read that and to be devastated. But we'll see when I pick this up. But everyone keeps telling me to, so I will. And that was by Chloe Walsh. Then we have The Way I Used to Be by Amber Smith. And this my dad actually bought this for me. It was the same day I got 1984, and he said, I'll buy you this book. And then I had a couple other books I was gonna buy, and he just grabbed them all for me and bought them. I was like, Dad. But anyways, so The Way I Used to Be by Amber Smith. This is supposed to be sad, and I feel like fall's a good time for sad. I don't know, but we'll see. Then Tweet Cute by Emma Lord. Me and my friend Abby talked about buddy reading this, possibly with our friend Claire. They're both booktubers. I've talked about them countless times on here, but we talked about buddy reading this. And I've had this since my birthday last year. My birthday's in November, and I need to read it. And then we have Begin Again, also by Emma Lord, and I've just heard good things about this, especially from my friend Claire. This is one of her, she said she really liked it. I don't know if it's one of her favorites, but I don't know. And it looks like they're in school, and it's fall school, so. Then this will be a reread, but Rebel Robin, in honor of Stranger Things 5 coming out, I want to reread. This whole shelf here is Stranger Things books, but this is the one I want to reread the most currently. So Rebel Robin. I Fell in Love with Hope by Lan Kali, which also is a sad book. Like, sounds horribly sad, but I love sad books. So yeah, I really want to read this one. Maybe Meant to Be by Cale Walther, the only Cale Walther book I haven't read. And this is, I think all the other ones are like summertime-ish. Not all of them. Most of them tend to be closer to summertime. This one is clearly fall. So, then, this one's a library book. So it has like due date and everything in here. But pumpkin spice and everything, nice. Now, I was going to buy this. But I've heard mixed reviews on this book, and I didn't want to spend my money on it if I wasn't going to like it. So I got it from the library. But, yeah, but this cover is so cute. And it's got like, it just looks so fall. So yeah, and receipts are falling out of everything, so put that back in there. This is also a library book that my cousin Liz recommended to me for a good thriller for the fall time, Where the Crawdads Sing. But yeah, go follow her. Her channel is Liz Likes Books. But yeah, Where the Crawdads Sing. So, my mom watched the movie and liked it, so we'll see. I've been meaning to continue the Twilight series forever. I read the first one in April of last year. So it's been almost 2 years. I've watched the movies countless times, but I need to read the second book. On to our second stack. We have 2 Stephen Kings, which I will not be supporting the author Stephen King anymore. So I will not be buying any more of his books, but these are the 2 unread that I have on my shelves. It just said some bad things online about the whole Charlie Kirk situation, and I do not support that. You should not support a murderer. But anyways, we have The Shining and Christine. Not saying anything more about those. Then Daughter of the Pirate King. I keep forgetting to say the author, but Trisha Levenseller. I'm so excited about this. I just heard a few YouTubers talk about this and how it was so good. Like, and I've never read a pirate book, so. Then we have The Midnight Library, which I've also had on my shelf for over a year. Yeah, my cousin raves over this a lot of people do, and I want to see what the hype's about. The Book Thief by Marcus Zach something. This I got for my birthday last year. It's just been intimidating because it's quite thick. Like, it's almost 600 pages with small print, and I've heard it's terribly sad, slow, depressing, so I don't know. But we'll hopefully pick it up. Then we have Cinder, which everyone keeps yelling at me to read. I will read it. Okay, I will. Someday. And I love the font. I don't know why, but I love the font. I like unique fonts. Like, if I see a book and it has a unique font, I'm like, give me that. But Cinder. City of Bones, which I really want to read because I know spoilers, which is so sad. You read the first 3 books of the Mortal Instruments series, then read the 3 Shadowhunters books, and I've heard people rave over those. So I really want to read them. So, City of Bones. Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco. I've just heard Tiffany Lan, which is a booktuber, rave over this series, and I want to know the hype, okay? I'm very easily influenced, okay? We're not talking about it. But yeah, this is like sounds very interesting to me, and I own the whole series, so hopefully I like it. Then we have The Guest List by Lucy Foley, and this is a thriller of some sorts, so good for fall. The Silent Patient by Alex Minales. Sorry, I'm butchering these names, but another like horror thriller mystery that I'm excited to read. Then You'll Be the Death of Me, which my friend Abby loves this author. So I'm excited to read more of her work because I've read the One of Us is Lying trilogy. Then we have The Haunting by Natasha Preston, and I read The Island by her. One of my favorite thrillers of all time. It was kind of horror-esque. So good. The only thing that I didn't like about it was the ending. Still mad, but anyways, I'm excited to continue her work with The Haunting. Then The Housemaid will be my first Frida McFadden book, and my cousin loves her. Good thriller author, I hear. So, yeah, and I just saw they announced the movie trailer for this. So, I do want to read this quite soon. And the last stack. Alright, the last and final stack here. So we have 13 Reasons Why, which I'm terrified to read, but excited, because I hear it's sad. I don't know why I like sad books. Why do I torture myself with things that make me bawl my eyes out? I don't know, but that's what I like, and I don't know why, but I do. So 13 Reasons Why. Then we have the second Shadow and Bone book, Sage and Storm, I think that's how you pronounce it, by Leigh Bardugo. Now, the first Shadow and Bone book was iffy for me, very confusing fantasy world, and they just threw you into it like you should know what they're talking about when you do not. But I do really want to read Six of Crows, which I own. It's up there somewhere. But, so I want to read this trilogy before that, because apparently Six of Crows will be less confusing if you read the series. I don't know, but then we have The Cheerleaders, which is a thriller about cheerleaders getting killed, I think. So, yeah. Then Mother May I, again, had this on my TBR for over a year, almost a year, probably a year and a half-ish. It's a thriller. I need to read it. You guys are going to start screaming about this one, okay? I know a lot of you do, because everyone yells at me to read this. Like, you haven't read that yet, you haven't read that yet. You need to read it, I need to talk to you about it, blah, blah, blah. So, Reckless by Lauren Roberts, the second Powerless book. Now, I've also been putting this off because Powerless wasn't my favorite book in the world. I did like it, it just was slow at times. So I'm nervous for this because I've heard this is slower than the first one. But we shall see. I do want to see the characters get together, and I think they do in this book, so Reckless. Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. Me and my friend Violet talked about buddy reading this, but I don't know if we are, but we talked about it. Yeah, and I just requested a Rainbow Rowell book from the library. It's a graphic novel. Yeah, and the sprayed edges on this, my friend Violet doesn't like sprayed edges, but I do. And it says, "Nothing before you counts." Very cute. And it's got like little mixtape on the bottom. Then Begbara Steele by Sarah Adams, which is the third When in Rome book. And I bought a signed copy, which is so cool. But this follows the Emily, one of the sisters, and I'm very excited to see her story. They're teachers, so I thought good for fall. And then I want to reread Anne of Green Gables, and I just found this cool edition. So, yes. I don't know if I'll reread this edition or the other edition I have, but Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery, because I really want to rewatch the show this fall, and I've only ever read the first book, so I want to read the whole series, then rewatch it. So, and then we have The Maze Runner, which I've watched all the movies. I hear the books are very different from the movies, and I want to experience that. And I miss my man Thomas. Stop. Then we have The Hunger Games, which I watched all the movies again, and I want to read the books because I really want to read Sunrise on the Reaping before the movie comes out. Then we have The Miracle at the Higher Grounds Cafe, which I found at a garage sale probably 2 years ago, and I never read it, but it sounds fallish, like it's like magical realism, I think. It smells like a basement, but yeah. Then we have Before You Go. Look at the leaves. They're textured. It's so cool. Love this cover. Found this at the Dollar Tree, and it's not too long, so I want to read it. And it sounds, I think it's sad. Then we have, my sister got me a blind date with a book, and this was what was in it. It's Off Season by Anne Rivers Siddons. I don't exactly know what it's about. I just know I sounded intrigued when I read what it was about. So Off Season. And then the last of this stack, I have a few that I don't own, but Fahrenheit 451, which I know a lot of people have to read this for school. I don't, but at least not this year, but I still want to read it. Burning books, and it's short, so yeah. Then the books I don't own, which are 2 books. We have Glorious Rivals, which I had from the library, but I lent it to my grandma to read before me. So Glorious Rivals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the second grandest game book. And then obviously Fake Skating. It's not out yet. I could have got it on the ARC website, Advanced Reader Copy website that I have, but I just want to have the physical copy in my hands and read this, because Lynn Painter, the woman that she is, the books that she writes, the things I would do for this book right now. Anyways, so I'm gonna make a whole day of it when it comes out, September 30th, in 11 days. I will go to the bookstore, and I'm hoping to get a signed special edition at my local BAM. We'll see. We shall see. But, and then I'm gonna get probably something fall from Starbucks, because I haven't got a fall drink yet, and then read my book. Maybe skip school. We'll see. But yeah, so those are all the books that I have on my Fall TBR list. There are tons more books I would like to read this fall, but these are like the top ones, probably. Ish. Yeah, I had to narrow it down because every season I choose all the books I have as my summer TBR, fall TBR, winter TBR. Like, I had to narrow it down to kind of fall feeling books. So yeah, that's all for this video. Please, 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 please encourage me in the comments to read these. If you've read any of these and you like them, please encourage me to read them in the comments. I need a kick in the butt to read these, because I don't know if I will. Like, I really want to read all these books. I just don't do it. And I don't know why. I read something completely different. But, yeah, please encourage me in the comments. And thank you for watching. Please like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers before the end of the year. And maybe before my birthday, November 12th. That's the goal. Probably not gonna happen, but it would help if you subscribed. And share this video to your friends. Maybe they'll encourage me more. Maybe they'll subscribe. Whew, but yeah. Thank you all for watching. I love you. I appreciate you. Make sure you check out the video that I'm going to post soon of books you should read this fall, because you need some books to read this fall. But yeah, love ya. Peace. I dismembered my whole bookshelf for this video. Why do I do this to myself? All I'm thinking about is you. Living in the West Coast, drinking to forget your problems. You. Can you tell Thomas Day's new song came out today? My feet are going numb. I gotta sit down. There's a tiny bug. Oh, it's outside. You're hooked to my window. If you didn't know, but man on his willpower's something I don't understand. Look at this puppy dog I bought. He lights up. Can you tell? He lights up. Is he so cute?